go. What a way to kick things
A lot of energy, a lot of energy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed authorities and friends watching from around the world. Welcome to the official draw of the FIBA 2025 AmeriCup, coming to you from beautiful Miami, Florida. I'm Tony Duffy.
And I'm Moises Linares. A warm welcome to basketball fans worldwide, especially those joining us from across the Americas for this monumental live event streaming on the official FIBA YouTube channel.
We're thrilled to have you with us today as we tip off the journey toward crowning America's top basketball team in what promises to be an electrifying competition.
No doubt. We've got some serious basketball talent in the house today. But before moving on, Tony, we've changed a couple of things, new dynamic to our show. So let's toss it over to my guy, Frederick, que se encuentra con nuestro primer triplete de invitados que saben lo que es participar en torneos FIBA.
Querido Moisés, querida Tony, muchísimas gracias. Cuánta emoción, llegó un gran momento, una gran jornada de mi parte. Bienvenidos a todos los amantes del baloncesto. Hoy es un día muy especial y teníamos que estar bien acompañados, ya lo decía Moisés, un lujo para mí presentar a un grupo de verdaderas leyendas, estrellas que han sabido representar a sus respectivos países. Voy a comenzar aquí, de derecha, sí señores, de mi derecha en adelante. De México, Omar Quintero, señoras y señores, un aplauso en el estudio para Omar Quintero. De Venezuela, Gravis Vázquez. Y de Argentina, Andrés Pelusi. Bueno, comienzo contigo, Omar, ¿cómo te encuentras? ¿Emocionado?
Muy bien y encantado de estar aquí, agradecerle a FIBA por la invitación. La verdad es un honor estar rodeado con todas estas leyendas y poder disfrutar de este draw.
Argentina está representada aquí.
Así es. Gracias por la invitación. Muy feliz también de poder ser parte de este show. Así que agradecido a FIBA por la invitación.
Y alguien de mi país, Gravis Vázquez, representación venezolana. Uno de ustedes tres va a tener una gran responsabilidad el día de hoy. Lo voy a decir a la gente más adelante. ¿Quién, Gravis? ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, muy bien. Feliz de estar aquí representando a mi país, Venezuela. Agradecido con la FIBA, estar aquí con leyendas. Sé que mi país va a hacer un gran trabajo en esta AmeriCup.
Aprovecho para preguntarte a ti, ¿qué significa para ti o para ustedes conseguirse, compartir esas experiencias que han tenido en la vida algunos de ustedes? Ustedes dos, por ejemplo, se han enfrentado. ¿Qué significa para ti?
Bueno, yo he jugado contra Omar,
Ajá.
Hemos jugado en contra y esto es lo que hace el baloncesto, unirnos. Es parte del deporte y estar aquí, volver a vernos la cara, ahora él como entrenador, yo como analista de televisión y volver al baloncesto FIBA es un privilegio, es un honor.
Andrés, para ti.
La verdad que estuvo representada esta experiencia en una mesa que tuvimos recién compartiendo distintas experiencias. Así que muy feliz de compartir un amigo. Es un amigo que nos está ayudando muchísimo a nuestra confederación y estamos trabajando junto con Omar. Y bueno, soy un poco mayor que Gravis, ¿no? Pero lo he visto crecer y he disfrutado de su talento también, ¿no?
Nos arranca una sonrisa. A ver, rápidamente para Omar. Y a ver, confiésanos, ¿quién era más complicado?
No, los dos.
Los dos,
la
no te quieres comprometer.
Di la verdad.
No, y mira, y una gran amistad, ¿no? Estoy trabajando con Andrés, como lo dijo, con la selección de Argentina, la selección de México. Y de Gravis Vázquez, ¿qué te puedo decir? Es un amigo, lo conozco desde niño, vi todo su desarrollo. Y el estar aquí, poder platicar en una mesa de baloncesto, es increíble.
Para los tres, si yo tuviera que explicar a la gente y recordarles lo que es la biografía de cada uno de ustedes, no terminaría nunca. De antemano, felicitaciones por todo lo que hacen por el baloncesto el día de hoy para todos ustedes. Es un placer tenerlos aquí. Y en este momento, nosotros vamos a pasar con Moisés. Más adelante vamos a desarrollar lo que viene en el sorteo. Moisés.
Frederick, te estás luciendo con tus invitados, pero yo también tengo los míos. So let me introduce you to 3 more guests from the U.S. El señor, Mr. Tim Hardaway Sr. Thank you for being here. What are your feelings before we get to that draw?
I'm loving it. I'm having fun. I'm thinking about who's going to be where, who's going to play against who, the competition level. You know, I think this is a lot of fun.
Representing Panama, we have Gary Forbes. You know what this competition is all about? Being here, does it take you back to those days when you were suiting up for the national team representing your country?
It does. It's definitely an honor to be here representing Panama and, just hoping to see who comes in second, after us, after we win this thing.
We're getting started already, and we can't forget about the last man. He's a little bit quiet, but he was a big force on the court. I'm talking about Joel Anthony representing Canada.
No, thank you for having me. I'm really excited about this. Obviously, our national team's been,
making a lot more noise these past few years. So looking forward to where we finish up in this draw.
And as we get closer to the tournament itself, we just heard Gary say, hey, we have a shot. You're laughing it out. But the game has gotten a little bit tighter, and competition's a lot better than it was 20, 30 years ago.
No question. Competition is a lot better now than it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. Like Kobe said, and all of us, we've been saying that, the European countries are coming, and they're coming fast. And you can see it each and every time that they're out there playing the game. So, I never said it was going to be easy like it was 30 years ago, but I still feel that USA has the upper hand.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to have a lot more coming up. We're going to be talking a lot more later on the show. But how about we take you to Nicaragua through this video so you can see what we can expect in that next tournament.
I mean, if that doesn't get the blood flowing, I don't know what else can do it. Listen, mi gente, it's a historic moment for this first time ever Nicaragua is hosting the AmeriCup, and who better to kick things off than with the pride of Nicaraguan basketball and proud Baylor Bear right here in the house, Norcha Domier. Norcha, thank you so much for being here with us. It's a historic moment, as we mentioned, for Nicaragua. What does it mean for you to have this happen in your home country?
I mean, first of all, gotta give thanks to the Almighty, I mean, this being in Nicaragua just mean a lot. Growing up, I didn't begin playing basketball. I started playing baseball because that's what Nicaragua is known for.
Okay.
And an event like this happening in Nicaragua just mean that you're gonna grow even more from when I started. So it's a great honor.
And when did you start playing basketball?
I was 13, 14 years old when I started playing basketball. I mean, you don't see it a lot back home, but no, the growth has been amazing, and I'm just happy for, everything that's been happening.
So you started playing at 13, 14, you're 23 now. What has been the biggest lesson so far? I mean, you came from Bluefields, played in the U.S. college, now you're here, and you have the opportunity to play for Nicaragua. What has been the biggest lesson?
That basketball changed lives. If I'm being honest, like you said, I came from Bluefields. I never imagined that basketball was going to do so much for me, for my family, and for my country. And I mean, basketball changed life, and I'm just so thankful with it.
And you mentioned how tournaments like the AmeriCup are a big deal. How can this tournament change the generations wanting to be like you and play basketball in Nicaragua? I
mean, it can inspire them, if I'm being honest. Like, it can make them want to dream just like how I dream. When I was growing up, every kid have dreams. They go to a tournament like this, they see all these legends playing in it, all these people, how fun it is. I mean, it can change lives for sure.
Was there someone along the way when you had this dream, when you wanted to play basketball, that has been with you along the way till today?
Yeah, definitely. My mentor, Wesley Saber, he been along the whole journey. I came to Miami, I met people here. Also, I have another mentor, my prep school coach, Pelin Alvarez. I mean, there's been so much people. I've been blessed. Like, God has put so much people along the way to guide me and help me, to accomplish so many dreams.
You have so many dreams. That's in 48 hours ago. You were in March Madness. Like, what do you do now? What happens next?
I mean, I'm going to the draft, if I'm being honest.
You are.
I'm just excited what coming forward. Leaving everything in God's hands.
Any advice you have for those young men that are going to be representing Nicaragua in this tournament?
Yes, basketball been growing. I mean, I know all those big countries we're gonna be playing against. Like, we don't know who we're playing yet, so like, I'm excited for that too. But you know, just play hard, give everything. I know, show that we have talent in Nicaragua also.
Well, we want to tell you from here that we are so proud of you, and we're continuing to root for you in your next chapter. And you have all fans cheering for you, and I know for sure Nicaragua. So thank you so much for being here with us.
No, thank you for sure.
Thank you. And before we continue to dive into Nicaragua, which tips off on August 22nd and we'll wrap on the 31st, why don't we relive the unforgettable 22 final in Brazil, where Argentina took home that trophy.
The fourth meeting in the finals of an AmeriCup between Brazil and Argentina. A team with experience, a team with poise, a team that is looking to continue on the legacy of the golden era. Stepping out of the shadows, the pressure of hosting a tournament and delivering is on those men's shoulders. Crowd counts down to the opening tip. Off we go. This means something to everybody in this arena. Allowing a moment for someone to rise and make history. It's today or never. Tadelia, and he throws it down. Might have some fire here in this ball game. You see what it means. This whole place is going crazy. He is a magician. Some guys take shots, some guys make shots. That's a bad man. Argentina win the AmeriCup in Brazil's house. A place in forever.
Híjole, nunca olvidaremos ese partido, Freddy.
Cuánta emoción. Uno, la verdad, cuando ve eso se alegra muchísimo. Qué emocionante ver una final así entre dos gigantes del deporte. Sí, señores, para ayudarnos a comprender mejor este momento histórico del 2022, Tony, amigos, y otros que han marcado la historia de años anteriores, tenemos que hablar, obviamente, con unos verdaderos íconos del baloncesto. Ya los presentamos. Comenzamos con la representación de la actual campeona argentina. Un fuerte aplauso nuevamente, por favor, para Andrés Peruzzi, de la Confederación Argentina de Baloncesto. Hoy trabajando con la Confederación Argentina, ¿qué sientes cuando ves esas imágenes?
La verdad que una gran responsabilidad, porque ir a defender el título que se ganó con mucha honestidad y con mucho trabajo en un momento que estaba un poco difícil la situación, pero que hemos sacado un torneo adelante con mucha valentía, con mucho trabajo, y que esto nos obliga a ir a esta AmeriCup con la mejor preparación posible.
Totalmente, así es, Tony.
Así es. Bueno, y ahora pasamos, por supuesto, con uno de los mejores bases de la historia mexicana, quien lidera hoy la banquilla como entrenador de la selección nacional. Un fuerte aplauso otra vez para Omar Quintero. Omar, ¿qué consejos le darías a esos jugadores que están entrenando para este momento? ¿Qué es la clave para poder durar en un torneo como este?
Mucha disciplina, mucho sacrificio, porque son torneos cortos, pero que se juega todos los días. Entonces, el cuidarse es fundamental, la recuperación. Entonces, es un bonito torneo. Lo tienen que disfrutar. Pasa una vez en la vida y de aquí va a salir el campeón.
Así es.
Y por supuesto no podíamos dejar a un lado a alguien de mi país, Gravis Vázquez, con tu experiencia en la NBA, también representando por supuesto a Venezuela en el 2007 y en el 2011. Actualmente eras analista del equipo de los Washington Wizards, tanto en inglés y en español. Es un honor tenerte aquí entre nosotros. Gravis, ¿qué piensas de todo lo que está pasando? Y con tu experiencia, ¿cómo se juegan estos torneos?
Bueno, principalmente orgulloso de mi país, Venezuela. Cuando tú hablas de Venezuela, hablas baloncesto venezolano. El presidente de la Federación Venezolana de Baloncesto, Anthony Coelho, haciendo un trabajo maravilloso. Gregory Vargas, Néstor Colmenares, David Cubillán, Windy Graterol y nuestro entrenador actualmente, Ronald Guillén, van a hacer historia en este AmeriCup. No va a ser fácil, pero Venezuela siempre un país aguerrido, físico, que defiende. No va a ser un torneo fácil y yo creo que si un deporte en Venezuela ha tenido mucho éxito, ese es el baloncesto venezolano.
O sea, cero dudas, pura confianza.
Confianza y seguridad porque se ha trabajado. Esto es un equipo que ha estado juntos por muchos años. Muchos se criaron conmigo, jugaron conmigo antes de yo lesionarme. Y ver lo que están haciendo, específicamente esta última vuelta, como quien dice, es grandioso. Y obviamente les deseo lo mejor, que lleguen sanos y pienso que vamos a competir en el AmeriCup al nivel más alto.
Tony.
Muchísimas gracias por todo lo que nos han enseñado de esto, porque esto es lo que pasan para los jugadores usan para el siguiente nivel. Experiencias así mismo. Y bueno, ahora seguimos con algo que ya hemos visto el taste de lo que Argentina trae a la mesa, and heard what other teams need to do to step up like these gentlemen did. So let's find out who else will be joining the reigning AmeriCup champions in Managua, Nicaragua. And Moises, who's invited to this big dance? Can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Am I invited? Because I'm listening to Gravy's.
You can be.
And now I'm going to root for Venezuela.
Okay.
Based on what he tells. I mean, we work together, so.
Oh, okay. Humble brag.
All right, Tony. From North America, we have Canada and the United States of America. Joining us from the Central American and Caribbean region will be the Dominican Republic, Panama, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, and our host country, Nicaragua. And from South America, we got Argentina, Colombia, Uruguay, Venezuela, and Brazil. I love the balance in this lineup. It's shaping up to be one incredible event come August. Tony, what do you think?
I think I like what I see a lot. I really do, absolutely. And the competition is going to be phenomenal. So now let's take a closer look at what each team can expect when they do touch down in Nicaragua.
Bienvenidos al epicentro del deporte continental. Bienvenidos a Nicaragua. Queridos deportistas, aficionados e invitados de todo el mundo, es un honor y un privilegio para mí darle la más cordial bienvenida a nuestra tierra de lagos y volcanes, corazón de las Américas. Un país donde reina la paz, la seguridad y es un país de oportunidades, donde cada rincón refleja la calidez de su gente y la grandeza de su cultura. Nuestra capital, Managua, una ciudad vibrante, los recibe con los brazos abiertos para vivir la emoción del AmeriCup Nicaragua 2025, una celebración del deporte que une a nuestro continente. Nos llena de orgullo ser sede de este torneo en un imponente escenario, el Polideportivo Alexis Arguello, templo del deporte, que rinde homenaje a nuestra leyenda del boxeo y que hoy se convierte en epicentro del baloncesto continental. En nuestra tierra, el deporte es más que competencia. Es pasión, es unión y es un puente que nos conecta con naciones hermanas. A todos los equipos y aficionados que nos acompañan, les deseamos la mejor de las experiencias dentro y fuera de la cancha. Disfruten de nuestra seguridad, nuestra gastronomía, nuestra cultura, nuestra hospitalidad y nuestras bellezas naturales. Bienvenidos al AmeriCup Nicaragua 2025. Que inicie la fiesta del baloncesto.
Vaya motivación, le damos las gracias a Reina Rueda, alcaldesa de Managua, por ese mensaje. Y nosotros tenemos que seguir. Quiero darle la bienvenida a dos invitados muy especiales, precisamente directo desde Nicaragua. Con nosotros nada más y nada menos que Ángel Mayona, presidente de la Federación Nicaragüense de Baloncesto, y su vicepresidente César Fornos. Bienvenidos a los dos. Nos complace que nos acompañen, que hayan viajado para estar con nosotros aquí en este sorteo y algo tan importante para ustedes. Desde ya, felicitaciones, presidente. ¿Cómo se encuentra?
Muy bien, gracias. Agradecido por la ciudad de Miami de recibirnos hoy aquí y poder anunciar previo al sorteo el torneo AmeriCup 2025 que se realizará en Managua a partir del mes de agosto.
Yo me supongo que los llena de emoción, al igual que el país. ¿Cómo se encuentra, vicepresidente, todo lo que es la fanaticada del baloncesto en este momento? Porque tiene que haber mucha ilusión.
Bueno, buenas tardes. La verdad que sí, muy emocionados. La afición del baloncesto nicaragüense ha venido subiendo año con año. Nosotros realmente hemos venido haciendo un trabajo pues desde abajo. Hemos avanzado 50 puestos, un poquito más de 50 puestos en el ranking de FIBA. Y realmente la afición eso también lo ha vivido en conjunto con nosotros. Hace unos años nosotros recibimos el Final 8 de BCLA y este es el evento muchísimo más grande que vamos a recibir en Nicaragua, ¿verdad? La realidad es que Ya estamos listos, nos estamos preparando con el gimnasio de Alexis Argüello y con todo lo que va a conllevar la logística para recibir este torneo.
Presidente, ya incluso en lo personal y con muchísimo respeto, ¿qué se siente? ¿Se siente mucho orgullo, mucha emoción cuando se entera de esta noticia, cuando recibe todo esto?
Claro, cuando uno ha pasado por todos los niveles de jugador, entrenador y ahora presidente de la federación, con mucho orgullo y satisfacción ver cómo ha avanzado el baloncesto y a tal punto que hemos llegado a estar entre las 12 selecciones que van a poder competir. Esto habla de un empuje que ha tenido, un desarrollo que ha tenido el baloncesto en Nicaragua desde las categorías inferiores y la masificación en todo el país.
Al vicepresidente, ¿cómo se encuentra el equipo, los muchachos y qué esperan del futuro? Porque esto también es una inspiración para las futuras generaciones.
Sí, esto es un parteaguas para nosotros. Realmente tenemos una selección que se va a complementar de muchos jóvenes. El caso de Norshad, por ejemplo, el caso de otros muchachos que tenemos acá en Estados Unidos que se están preparando para viajar al torneo de American Cup, combinado con los veteranos que también, unos que están en Nicaragua, pero también tenemos juventud en Nicaragua. Entonces realmente esto es para nosotros el primer escalón, pero queremos seguir avanzando y es a través del desarrollo y esto nos va a ayudar a promover mucho más y a masificar más el deporte.
Presidente y vicepresidente de la Federación Nicaragüense de Baloncesto, muchísimas gracias, pónganse cómodos. En segundos viene el sorteo, estoy seguro que están esperando por ver dónde queda la selección, cómo queda cada uno de los grupos. Les gusta la emoción, por supuesto, ¿verdad?
Sí, claro.
Los voy a motivar un poquito más con el video que vamos a ver a continuación. Disfruten ustedes también. Emoción.
Apply the heat, through the smoke and flame, I'll remain, yeah, I can't be beat. I'm battle ready, take him down. I'm battle ready, I'm battle ready.
Vamos Nicaragua. Can't wait for the tournament. We had a blast in 2022, but we now shift gears and dive into what we can expect on the court. We're joined by additional FIBA legends who really know what it takes to compete at the highest level. And since this is a competitive sport, we have added another 4 guys to the floor.
Yeah, let's introduce them.
How about we start with a legend?
Let's do it. First up, representing Canada, we have somebody who not only is a co-owner and GM of the Montreal Alliance Basketball Club, but also a player known as the Warden for his incredible shot blocking skills, represented Canada from 2008 to 2013, and also played 2 seasons in Argentina. Let's give a warm welcome to Joel Anthony. Woohoo!
And next, a true basketball globetrotter. This gentleman played over 10 years overseas in countries like Argentina and Venezuela. And he also represented the Panamanian national team in 2007, 2011, and 2017. He's the author of the book, The Soul Survivors, New Age of Heroes, and has led basketball camps in Panama for youth with diabetes. Please welcome Gary Forbes.
We're also honored to welcome a true living legend right here with us in studio. We are talking about the one and only, a key player for Team USA. Here he is, Mr. Tim Hardaway, a key player in the 2000 Olympics, NBA Hall of Fame in 2022, and forever known as the Crossover King. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
A double welcome. You can't forget, we added one last minute because he got off the plane. He was he was competing in March Madness.
Baylor, Bear.
So.
Yeah. Norchad, un aplauso a Norchad.
We're looking at each other. This is the man who will be in Nicaragua.
Yes, Yes, and we are so thankful for you guys to be here with us. We wanted to dive in right away with just the experience of this AmeriCup and what it means for you guys to be here with us, because it's a tournament that elevates and continues to make strides. What does it mean for players to participate in events like this, Tim?
I think that it's great for people, the kids, and people to play in this event. You get to know your team.
Mm-hmm.
You get to know what your team needs, what we don't need, what we can add, who we don't need to add. But it's about camaraderie. It's about you going out there playing as a team, not playing for your name on, your Tim Hardaway. It's playing for your team, USA, and it's coming together and building a team and understanding that we need to win for USA and not win for ourselves. And but for the young folks, it's about understanding how to prepare to win, understanding how to prepare to go out there and compete, understanding how to prepare to understand what your coach and what your teammates need for you to be a winner and what you need to do to win for your team. So it's a lot of things that go hand in hand, but it's still basketball. We talk about all this and all that. It's still basketball. You still got to have fun. And I think that this is a good way to start having fun in FIBA.
Gary, you're a guy who's played at the international level. You've represented Panama on multiple occasions. When we talk about playing in the NBA or at the club level, how is it different when you represent your country?
Playing for your country is an ultimate honor. You're representing everyone in your land. Your people you grew up with, family, friends. So I think it's a huge honor, and especially to come out and play in FIBA tournaments and perform at a high level. It's also good to, like you said, show the younger youth behind you that's there's more to come in this life of basketball.
Joel, what's the word to describe when wearing your national team on your jersey?
I would say pride. Pride is really one of the biggest things, and that's what you see in these tournaments from all these countries. Everyone is extremely proud to represent their country and where they're from, and the amount of competition that you're going to get from all these teams that have that same pride as well is really what makes this tournament special.
And I have to ask you, Norchet, we're talking about a tournament that's going to play. It is going to be played in Nicaragua for the first time ever. You just came off one of the biggest tournaments in collegiate sports. How do you change that chip and get ready to represent your country?
I mean, it's always an honor. So, I'm just happy and excited that we're hosting. So, just go out there. Like he said, there's great pride in playing for your country. To wear white and blue, coming from Nicaragua, is nothing better than that.
And I was speaking to another Nicaraguan who's not a part of this ceremony, but he was telling me recently Nicaragua's on the rise. They're beating everybody in Central America. What are your chances in this tournament, in your opinion?
I mean, I'm feeling really, really good. I mean, playing against great nations, USA, Canada, Argentina, Brazil. I'm just excited that we get that exposure. I think they're going to be so much growth for us, so I'm excited.
Can I say this? Yeah. This young man is very modest. I've been watching him play for the last 3 years here in Miami and Baylor. You all should be proud of this guy right here, Nicaraguans. They should be proud of this guy.
Give it up.
He gonna make a lot of strides at the next level.
All right, so before we end this conversation, I have to ask you, we have 2 book authors here.
Yes.
Gary, you're a published author.
Yes.
Soon to be published author. Can you start by telling us about your book and the reasoning behind it?
Well, first, I want everybody to go to www.thesoulsurvivors.com. It's a children's comic book platform series about children with chronic health conditions, but they're superheroes. I'm one of 3 players to have ever played in the NBA with type 1 diabetes, so I'm trying to change the perspective and narrative around children with chronic health conditions to empower them.
Now,
That's great. That's great.
You haven't told us the name of your book. You want to give us
I'm about to tell you the name of my book. It's called From the Streets of Chicago to NBA Royalty. And, it's about me growing up in the streets of Chicago. Everybody was like, you should write a book. You should write a book. You should write a book. I'm like, all right. They want to know, a lot of people want to know how I grew up in the gangs, drugs, in the parks, playing against older guys, listening to people. It's just a whole book about my journey and where I came from and why I made it and how I made it. And I think it'll help a lot of people out here with their kids, because my son, he plays in the NBA with the Detroit Pistons. This is his 13th year in the NBA. So I if they read the book, they understand why I sat back, because if I didn't, then my son wouldn't be in NBA. So it's a good book. It's going to be a good book to read. Skyhorse Books, they wrote it, and then it's out on Amazon right now, so you can pre-order it for October and November.
There we go. Gentlemen, don't go anywhere.
I'm still curious.
Okay.
I have one more question for Joel, though, because on the court you dominated, and then you transitioned to GM duties and all that stuff. How was that changed? That switch had to be completely bonkers. Can you take me through that a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely a big transition, going from, playing, and after I retired, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, and had a really good opportunity that came up to get involved with the CBL, which is the Canadian League they play in the summer from May to August. And there was a team in Montreal that started up and told the commissioner I wanted to be involved somehow. And the GM was the position that we ended up figuring out was going to be the best way for me to be able to help, and especially from being from that city. I was born and raised in Montreal, so it was a way for me to give back to the community and still be involved with the game, and just really excited about where we are
it's easy
right
for
now.
him. This is really easy. He played with 3 GMs on his team: Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Pat Riley. So it was easy for him. He learned from all them 3. So going to that, being a GM, that is real easy.
All right, gentlemen, we want to thank you. We're getting closer to the draw. I think we can all agree these guys know what it takes to win. And now Managua, Nicaragua will be the stage for the 12 national teams battling it out for the ultimate crown. We're all on the edge of our seats to see what's next and find out how the groups will be shaped in tonight's draw.
Yeah, but before we jump into the draw, let's get our guests and everyone at home watching, our stakeholders from around the globe on the same page. It's time to break down the draw principles for the FIBA AmeriCup and give everyone a clear picture of what's coming right up.
The FIBA AmeriCup 2025 will feature 12 teams from the 3 continental subregions in the Americas. The FIBA AmeriCup 2025 is scheduled to take place from August 22nd through August 31st in Managua, Nicaragua. The 12 participating teams will be divided into 4 team pots containing 3 spheres each, in accordance with the current Nike FIBA World Rankings. Pot 1, USA, Canada, and the host Nicaragua. Pot 2, Argentina, Brazil, and Puerto Rico. Pot 3, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, and Uruguay. Pot 4, Bahamas, Colombia, and Panama. And 3 additional pots, each containing the numbers 1 to 4, will be used to draw the positions of each team within their group and the subsequent order of games. Teams will be drawn and placed into either Group A, Group B, or Group C. In each group, there will be a maximum of 2 teams from either CONCACAF or CONSU Basket. Nicaragua as host will automatically be drawn into Group C, followed by the allocation of Sphere of Pot C. USA and Canada as the top-ranked teams will be slotted into Group A and Group B, respectively, followed by the allocation of spheres from Pot A and Pot B to define the order of their games. The remaining teams will be drawn and placed into either Group A, Group B, or Group C. The draw will begin by selecting 1 sphere from Pot C to define Nicaragua's order of games. The process will be repeated for Pot A and Pot B to allocate the group number for USA and Canada. The draw will continue by selecting 1 team from Pot 2 that will be slotted in Group A. The second sphere selected from Pot 2 will be placed in Group B. The final team from Pot 2 will be placed in Group C. All team selections will include an allocation from Pot A, Pot B, and Pot C respectively. This process will be repeated for teams in Pot 3 and Pot 4, with each participating national federation being assigned to its group and position for the competition. No more than 2 teams from either CONCACAF or CONSU Basket can be placed in the same group. The draw is completed when all teams have been drawn and placed in the correct positions in each group. The final schedule will take into consideration commercial principles, broadcast exposure of the sport, and the different teams. The FIBA AmeriCup 2025 will begin with a group phase, where each team will play all other participating national federations within that group. The top 2 teams in each group, plus the 2 best third-place teams, will advance to the quarterfinals. The 8 quarterfinal teams will be ranked 1 through 8 final position in the group phase. The winner of each quarterfinal game will advance to semifinal stage of the competition. The winners of the semifinal matches will advance to the gold medal game, while the losers will play for the bronze medal.
And now we welcome to the stage the CEO and Executive Director of FIBA in the Americas, Mr. Carlos Alves. Carlos, it's truly an honor to have you with us in this incredible event. We are all excited as we officially kick off the countdown to August 22nd when the action begins and celebrate basketball in the city of Managua, Nicaragua.
Thank you, Tony. The honor is mine. What is this, number 4 or 5th?
Cuatro, yeah, 4.
Together. We continue with the theme from this morning on the Women's AmeriCup of celebrating basketball. Now, I'll make a little pause. I was in a back just looking, and I said, what an inspirational group of individuals, this legend. So I came up with this idea, maybe we say, you know, instead of playing AmeriCup with 12, we play with 13. And here's my team.
Okay.
I go with Tim, Gary,
I mean, that's a good choice.
Graves,
Oh.
Pelucci,
Oh.
and Joel.
Okay.
And then straight off the plane, we have March Madness, Baylor, Omeir.
I mean.
And then, of course, Omar Quintero. I'll be the water boy. I can do that.
You guys are winning. Okay, you're winning.
Great. But on a serious note, also, I want to extend my gratitude to all 12 federations playing the Cup. Also, the 30 that will not be in Nicaragua, but are an integral part of driving basketball throughout the Americas. So to all of you, thank you so much for day in, day out, driving basketball for us, for FIBA, for our sport. And then, last but not least, of course, the National Federation of Nicaragua. Thank you for hosting. It's an absolutely honor to be there with you, and especially for Presidente Mayola. Thank you for all the efforts that you have developed. I can't wait. I want to see this group. So from my part, let's do it.
Let's do it. Are you ready? Okay. It is time, my friends. The moment has come, as we've all been waiting for. It is finally time to begin the official FIBA AmeriCup draw.
That's it. That's the moment we've been waiting for. But just before we tip off and go through with all these legends, I want once again welcome Graves. Gracias por estar.
Gracias.
Tim Hardaway, thank you so much for being with us.
Gracias.
There you go. And then Joel, thank you so much. I kid you not, before we start, these guys are so competitive, and they were here trying to spin the molten little ball. And I said, guys, stop, let's do it. So let's jump right into it at port 1, and we will take the first sphere, please, Graves.
Vamos a ver.
So the very first one from the first spot, Nicaragua, the host.
Nicaragua, the host nation, will be participating in their first ever FIBA AmeriCup.
So Nicaragua goes to Group C, Joel. So we take the first sphere from pot C to see where Nicaragua lands on Group C. C2. Nicaragua goes to C2. We bounce back here. Second, please, sphere from pot 1. I mean, from the power forward to the big man right here.
Here you go, Joel.
Canada.
Canada has placed silver twice and bronze 4 times in this competition. They will be looking to add a gold medal to their resume.
So Canada goes to Group B, and we see the place for Canada. Warm those hands, huh? Canada. So Canada is placed on Group B, and the position is B3. B3. The last one, from pot 1, please. And that should be
Here you go, Team Hardaway.
USA.
USA comes in ranked as the #1 team in the world and current Olympic champion. They have 7 golds, 1 silver, and 1 bronze in this competition.
So USA goes to Group A to complete the first 3. We take the first sphere, please. Let's see where USA lands. So the position for USA on Group A is A1.
Of course. Of course. Of
Good
course.
call.
You know.
A1.
What y'all thought?
So we complete Group Pot 1, and
All
we
right.
go to Tony.
Yeah, let's do it. There you have pot 1. Now let's shift gears and shine the light in our pot 2.
Okay, let's move on to pot 2. Gravis, please. Let's see who comes out.
Much better, huh?
Of
Much
pot
better
1.
than
So first one off pot 2 is Brazil.
Brazil finished first in their group, going 5-1. This is Brazil's 20th participation in the FIBA AmeriCup. They have 4 golds, 3 silvers, and 4 bronze medals in this competition. They will try to avenge their gold medal loss in 2022.
So being the first one, Brazil goes to Group Pot A. Let's see the position in a group with the USA. So right after USA, A2 for Brazil, A2. Go back to Gravis. Second sphere, please.
Estoy haciendo el trabajo.
Let's see who he takes. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, this will be Puerto Rico's 20th FIFA AmeriCup, finishing 6th in 2022. They have 3 golds, 5 silvers, and 2 bronze medals in this competition.
So Puerto Rico goes to Group B on the sequence. Let's see where Puerto Rico lands in the group with Canada. B4 for Puerto Rico. Last one back to Gravis. Last one.
Yeah, you was gonna turn the last one.
I'm trying to have your handles, man.
Right.
I told you they were trying to spin it. And that is Argentina.
Argentina, this is Argentina's 20th participation in the FIBA AmeriCup. They have 3 gold medals in 2001, 2011, and in the past edition, 2022, and are the current champions.
So in the sequence, Group C, Pot C, let's see what position Argentina lands with Nicaragua. Argentina C3, C3.
Pot 2 is complete. Now let's move on to see pot 3.
Okay, we switch gears from one of the greatest point guard in the game to the big man here. Tim, take us home on pot 3, please. Hands up.
Venezuela away from the U.S.
Let's see what you got. Hey, Grave is lucky, man. We have Uruguay.
Uruguay finished 4-2 in group play. This will be their 19th participation in the FIBA AmeriCup and placed 10th in the previous edition. They have one medal in the competition, a silver in 1984.
So Uruguay goes automatically to the first pot here, pot A, with USA and Brazil. Let's see which position there.
I'm excited.
Tim got you. So Uruguay goes to 8-3. 8-3. Joel, back to Tim. Second one, please. Let's see.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Let's see that if it's who it is.
Don't make me remind you of the rehearsal.
There it is.
Here we go.
Venezuela.
Here we go.
Venezuela finished 3-3 in group play and will now have been participating in their 18th FIBA AmeriCup. They have 3 medals in the competition: gold in 2015, silver in 1992, and bronze in 2005. They placed 7th in 2022.
So in the sequence, pot B, please, Joel.
Do your magic, Joel. Do your magic. Take care of us. Take care of us.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, put your hands up. Hands out.
Warm it up. So Venezuela.
I'm just picking it. I had nothing to do with this.
Goes to position B2. B2. And then the last one from pot 3. Dominican Republic.
La República Dominicana, this will be Dominican Republic's 15th participation in the FIBA AmeriCup, and their 7th consecutive in a row. They have 1 medal in the competition, a bronze in 2011.
Joel, last one, pot C. And the position is C1. C1. That completes pot 3.
I gotta say, the music adds the suspense to it too.
I know.
After a suspenseful pot 3, let's go to pot 4.
Okay, Tim, last 3 teams. Let's see who comes out first. Pot number 4. The remaining 3 teams in 3 groups. So, Bahamas.
This is Bahamas' 2nd participation in the FIBA AmeriCup, with their previous finish in the competition being 8th place in 1995.
Okay, Bahamas goes to Group A on the sequence. Let's see, is the remaining is more to validate the position. It should be 8-4, right there. There it is, 8-4. We go back to Tim. Colombia.
Colombia has now qualified for 3 consecutive FIBA AmeriCups. They look to improve on their best finish, which was 9th place in 2022.
So Colombia, because we have some restrictions, will go to Group C. Yep, we take Group C for Colombia, and we'll place it here, and then Panama. C4 for Colombia. Okay, last one, we should know, should be Panama, I hope. Is there?
Yes, Panama.
Panama, there we go. So Panama
finished 3-3 in their group play and will be participating in their 14th FIBA AmeriCup. Their best finish came in 1984 when they finished 4th.
So the remaining sphere, Joel, Panama will be placed here on Group B, and that's due to some restrictions that we have geographically. B1. And ladies and gentlemen, this completes the draw. What a draw. And from this point, I just throw the assist to my friend Moses.
I'm gonna dunk it, Presidente. I'm gonna dunk that. It's like an assist from Gravies. I see him smiling out there. He's very happy with this draw. And I want to bring it back to the monitor here with Frederick. Muchachos, un gran sorteo. Sí. Yo los veo sonriendo a todos. Pasó algo que yo no sé.
Ya estábamos analizando qué puede pasar aquí en el torneo, pero así quedaron los grupos, Moisés. Compañeros, Estados Unidos, Brasil, Uruguay y Bahamas en el grupo A, grupo B, Panamá, Venezuela, Canadá, Puerto Rico. Y el grupo C, República Dominicana, Nicaragua, Argentina, Colombia. Yo los voy a invitar a que pasemos al centro del estudio y te voy preguntando, Omar, ¿qué te parece lo que acabamos de ver con cada uno de los grupos?
Bueno, primero felicitar a mis compañeros que hicieron un gran trabajo el día de hoy y desearles todo el éxito. La verdad que todos los grupos están muy parejos. Va a ser una bonita AmeriCup y la verdad que todo puede pasar. Mucha suerte a todos.
¿Cómo ves a Argentina?
La verdad que esto te ayuda a conocer los primeros rivales.
Sí.
Sería una responsabilidad decir que es beneficioso o no. La verdad que están los mejores equipos de América. Y la obligación como el último campeón es, como dije antes, ir a buscar el mejor resultado posible.
Moisés.
Hey, Gary, I see you smiling when that draw, when Panama was announced, you were like, I like this. But you're going to be facing
what
that
you talking
guy
about? What are you talking about?
I'm good.
What are you talking about, Moisés?
Vamos Panamá, vamos Panamá. We're in a good spot right here. We're in a good spot.
Nosotros siempre forjamos carácter, los venezolanos, en tiempos difíciles. No es un grupo fácil, pero este es un grupo de jugadores y un staff que está comprometido con el baloncesto venezolano y vamos a salir a competir.
Tim, your thoughts on USA?
USA, I'm just concerned about Brazil. Brazil got a good team. I think Group B, though, that's the interesting group. You got Panama, Venezuela, Canada, and Puerto Rico. That's going to be a tough division.
They're not going to send me here anymore.
Like I said, I saw Gravies and Gary smiling, but they have to face your country.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So,
what's up?
Now, obviously, like our country's been, doing pretty well. So we feel really good about, this group. I know personally, really looking forward to, the competition that we're going to have, with these, two very proud countries. But I like our chances.
I told you earlier, I feel kind of strange just standing next to you, very small in this world. Señor Presidente?
Nothing else to say, just to my gratitude to all these legends. You guys are truly legends, and you have built this ecosystem of basketball. So my gratitude to you. Thank you so much. Legends off the court, I would do many AmeriCups draws with you because it's a privilege to be with you. And for all the people out there from this great crew here in Miami, we'll see you in Nicaragua. Thank you very much. Gracias.
Gracias. We'll see you.